it's Angela Critters. We're making a dish tonight that's a Mexican dish called Salchicha a la Mexicana. And originally it was made with sausage, and over the years it turned into a hot dog dish. And it is the best dish. I'm using this light fake veggie dogs. So I had to use 9 hot dogs, but the recipe calls for 7 full-size hot dogs. And so I've got kind of a medium-high heat. I'm cooking my 7 hot dogs, well, my 9, but I'm going to say 7, with 2 teaspoons of oil. I'm using a little bit more, maybe 3 teaspoons, because it calls for half of an onion, but I'm using a whole onion because we like onion. And I want to make sure I have enough oil. And then I'm adding in 1 whole jalapeno that was fresh. If you're not wearing gloves when you cut your jalapeno, make sure you wash your hands first, because if you touch your eyes or your mouth, you'll be sorry. So these are going to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm going to keep kind of stirring them. I'm going to cook them till my onion runs clear. There are some versions of this recipe where you completely cook the hot dogs. Then you cook the onion and the jalapeno. Well, I think the hot dogs get kind of dry when you do that. And also, you don't get the flavoring that I'm getting from the jalapeno and the onion. It's flavoring the meat. So this is the way I do it. But like I said, there are a couple different versions of how to cook this. My timer says that my 2 minutes is up, but my onions aren't running clear, so I'm going to keep going probably for the 3rd minute. Also, if you're making these for someone that does not like jalapenos, you know those little cans of chilies that you can get, El Paso and different people have them. They're not spicy, but they give it a little flavoring. So if you can't do jalapenos, my daughter's allergic, I would do the green chilies. So my onions are now running clear. So we're now going to throw in 3 chopped Roma tomatoes. And we're going to kind of caramelize these. We're going to cook for 5 minutes, and I'm going to turn it down just a little bit below medium, and I'm going to put my lid on. And I'm going to keep stirring and checking on them for the 5 minutes. And if they start to look dry, I've got just a little bit of water that I'm going to put in them while they caramelize. And sometimes things take longer than 5 minutes. You know, everybody's pan is different. Everybody's burner on their stove is different. But you'll be able to tell when the tomatoes are ready. They'll get this beautiful, just caramelized look. I've got my timer set, and I've got about 1:24 left. These don't quite look caramelized, so I'm going to let them go another minute or 2. But now I'm throwing in some cilantro. You can use fresh, of course, but my store didn't have any fresh, so I had to buy the dry that's in the refrigerated section where the vegetables are. It just gives it the good flavor, and that's going to sit on top. I ended up not needing the water, so now I'm going to put in some queso cheese, my melting cheese. Looks like this. I had 2 packages. I want you to look at this package. See how it's puffed up? It's going in the trash even though it still has a good date. That bloat, that puff means I've got some bacteria in there. And the other one was perfectly fine. So now we're going to throw on my queso cheese to melt, my melting cheese. And we also are throwing on a little mozzarella because I like mozzarella. You can use plain mozzarella, plain queso cheese, or you can use the combination like I'm doing. Let me wipe off my fingers. I don't want to get bacteria from the cheese into my mozzarella. All right, so we're going to put the lid back on here, and it's going to sit for 2 minutes on low. And then we're going to serve these in soft taco shells. We're going to make like a soft taco out of these. So we're going to put on the lid and let this melt up for a second. Well, it is ready. Look at that. And I'm going to stir up my cheese. You're going to love this dish if you cook it for your family, for yourself, for your friends, for whoever. Everybody's going to love it. So I'm just going to get it all stirred up. I want to get all the hot dogs covered in my cheese and my good flavoring. And I've got my soft tortillas ready to go. Now, I've seen people get their tortilla and scoop in, but I'm not that good. So I'm going to have to use my spoon. But this is just about stirred up just perfectly. You want to make sure that everything's coated. Oh yes, oh yes. I just wish you could smell this. Let me cut off the stove 1 second, please. I would imagine you could put these in hard tacos too. I don't know what difference it would make. So this one's for Mr. Critters. Mine won't be quite so big. Look at that. Would you look at that? Thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to have all the description and the ingredients and everything in the description. Well, I meant the recipe in the description. Thanks a lot, y'all. Bye-bye. I forgot to say that if you love a taco bowl, you could put this in a big taco shell with lettuce under it even. However you want to do it. It's really good that way as well. And like I said, it's good in a hard taco.